Welcome to the Unfiltered Path podcast, where we explore life's journeys without the constraints of filters. In a world saturated with highlight reels, we dive deep into the true essence of individual experiences, offering our listeners an uncensored glimpse into the triumphs, the struggles, and the transformative moments that define us. Our mission here is to provide you hope, inspire resilience, and remind you that every path, no matter how windy and rocky, can lead to growth and enlightenment. Join us as we navigate the uncharted territories of truth, to be moved, to be inspired, and to discover that you are not alone on this unfiltered journey of life. Hey everyone, my name is Trinity Baker. I am a mindset coach. I own the Trinity Baker LLC, and I help clients go from survival mode to thrival mode. I am one of your co-hosts here on the Unfiltered Path podcast, joined with...
Hi, my name is Danielle. I'm the owner of Aerial Jade. I am an aerialist. That's a fancy term for performing suspended in the air. Essentially, I'm the bird of the circus. I'm also an educator, so I teach other people how to do it too. I'm here with my co-host.
Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Duval. I'm the owner of Valüd Productions. My company works to produce and implement video marketing strategies proven to make you more successful with your business, helping turn strangers into clients using social media and video content. I am joined with my awesome guest today.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Amber Pruitt. I'm a small business owner, but I'm here today to talk to you all about health sharing and the disrupted healthcare industry that we have.
Huge topic that we have touched on a couple of times during the podcast in many different ways. Like we've had Dr. Luck on, we've had former nurses on. And so I love that this keeps getting like kind of brought back to the healthcare industry in a way. Because I love what you do, Amber. I think that you are offering people a way to access healthcare in a customizable, unique way where they can get the healthcare that they need without being told what they need or they don't need. Like your reels have been, they touch my heart.
So I'm so happy to be seeing those reels coming out. I can't even tell you. I'm like, yes.
I learned from the master, Graham. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's just, it is, I never realized how truly broken the healthcare industry was until about a year ago. My daughter-in-law was 28 and had to have aortic valve replacement, which was crazy for a 28-year-old. And I'm so happy she's healthy. Like she is now 30, getting ready to be 30, and she's healthy and ready to go. But what came with that was about $19,000 worth of medical debt that was not covered by her insurance. And so I'm sitting here watching her work extra hours, my son pulling, side gigs on top of working his 40 to 45 hours. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. There are so many people in medical debt right now. I think in 2019, 59% of people who filed for bankruptcy cited medical debt as the major cause for them having to file for bankruptcy. And, it's sad. It is so sad. And I'm not going to lie. I remember many moons ago being in medical debt and because things, weren't covered. And I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they put you through this whole gamut and they're still not taking care of what needs to be taken care of.
What I love is that because I hear this all of the time in clients who like have ideas for small businesses or they're like entrepreneurs at heart, but they're still working a 9-to-5 because of the benefits. Where do I get health insurance when I don't have my 9-to-5 with my cushy benefits, right? Which we know here, and what you just talked about was like the cushy benefits actually really aren't cushy a lot of times. Like when you suffer from a huge medical expense, like you still have $19,000 in debt, even though you have this really great insurance. And so I think that what I love about what you do is that you're offering entrepreneurs who want to take that leap an affordable way to take that leap.
Exactly. I've had a couple one-to-ones with some people who really want to be entrepreneurs. They don't want to be stuck to their 9 to 5 or, whatever crazy hours they have to work, but they're stuck there for the benefits. And when you look at it, there really aren't any benefits that go along with it. You have high insurance premiums, um, high deductibles that are generally individual. And, I don't even think half the families out there meet their deductible each year. 5% of the population are responsible for 50% of the medical spending. And that's kind of a scary, number when you think about it. And, insurance companies kind of have this whole one size fits all, you know, let's say we work for, a big box store and, a 22-year-old was offered the same insurance as a 52-year-old, even though there's 30 years in age, they probably have different healthcare needs, but they're still paying the same amount, even though they're two totally different people.
Mm.
So, I found this amazing company shortly after her surgery. So unfortunately, it couldn't help Emmy at all. But, I found a company that is truly out there disrupting the broken healthcare system. They have realized that medical debt and the medical billing is so overinflated. They are just not standing for it anymore. So what I love about this company is they renegotiate every single bill, every bill that comes in. I've literally seen a $220,000 breast cancer surgery drop down to $8,000. Like how does that even happen?
I mean,
How does it even happen?
that's just right. And I love your passion. You could totally tell you were an entrepreneur and really passionate about this, as like Danielle is about alternative ways to move your body and step into your creativity and your power, as Graham is disrupting the world of marketing and being able to get your message clear, as I am about showing people you don't need to be in survival mode for the rest of your life. That is the passion of entrepreneurs right there. Like we have this passion about what we do, and I love that so much. Makes my heart happy.
Yeah.
I do. Company though, because like it's interesting because my why is deeply rooted in very similar story to you, and I identify a little bit more being a healer and artist than anything else. So I'd love to hear more about how they negotiate bills and things of that nature. That's really cool.
Yeah, it blows my mind that that is even charged, and then like they can negotiate it down to that. Like that's just mind blowing.
Yeah, like you need to know this. So what's up?
It's almost like, being, what happens, there's actually a book like of fair market value, for medical treatments. And so what happens is, with this particular health sharing company that I'm a part of, it works and it acts just like insurance in the fact that you have an actual ID card and you go right into the doctor's office and it has the payer ID. And so they can enter it in the system and they send that bill off to Impact. So unlike other health share companies, generally you have to prepay and then you submit it back to your health share company. So you kind of have to negotiate your bill yourself. Well, this goes right to Impact. Impact looks at everything. And I just imagine, they bring out their Rolodex of charges and they're just going through and they're like, oh, they just charged $13,000 for that? That's really only like an $800 procedure. And so they go back through, then they send it back to the provider and they say, this is, what we consider to be fair and reasonable, and this is what we're going to pay you. I would say 9.5 times out of 10, they go ahead and go with it because they know that they're ripping you off. And then on top of that, they're getting paid in about 17 days. Versus like Aetna, Blue Cross Blue Shield, it can sometimes take 60 to 90 days for your medical provider to receive that payment. So they're like, okay, they called us on our bullshit and they're going to pay us really fast. So let's just go ahead and accept it. And So that's pretty much what's happening. So they're saving the members' money. And it's been able to build up this wealth of revenue for all the health share members that they were able to offer these amazing programs that no other health share company is doing. And I just, let's see, my favorite piece, besides the fact that they renegotiate every single bill, they also have wholesale prescriptions. So, they have deals with different pharmacies. But you also, they offer this credit for health and wellness. And Trinity, you would appreciate this. Danielle, it might fit into you, but so they're very proactive about being healthy. Health sharing is more for healthy people. It's not for everybody. So, if you have a chronic illness, it's probably not going to be for you. But we believe in keeping your mind and your body healthy. That's what keeps healthcare costs down. So they started this July 1st, for every month that you do not meet your PRA, which let me tell you what a PRA is. We are all familiar with the deductible, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a deductible that you have to meet before the insurance will even pay anything on your bill. And generally they're individuals. So, it could be like $2,500 per person. With the company that I'm with Impact, it's a family PRA. So if you have a family of 5 and you chose that $2,500 PRA, it all goes in together. You want that $10,000 PRA, which would obviously lower your monthly payments, then it's all included in the family. But for every month that you don't reach your PRA, they will give you a $100 credit to be applied towards acupuncture, vitamins and wellness, IV bars, men who receive testosterone treatments. And so this will continue. So it's like every single month you get that $100 credit. All you do is you submit what you paid to your acupuncturist or even your naturalist.
People just need hammock yoga. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I love the idea that there can be money spent on alternative like wellness, because I would diagnose like 80% of Americans with a yoga or a hammock or assisted stretching or swimming, because they actually act as the same. And money is better spent there. You're better off getting a Y membership, or 80% of America, I would diagnose. I'm not even saying they should come see me. I would diagnose everybody with that. If you have a desk job, like one of the things that I do that's remarkable is I strengthen the forearm and the wrist. So I'm curing like a lot of carpal tunnel in the world, because my girls are workers, they're nurses, they're career women, and they come to me and I'm strengthening something that can't easily be worked out unless you're intentional. And it's the most overused part of the body. So like imagine someone being like, well, you should go to aerial for 6 months and come back. I just love that. I just love the opportunity to like in yourself that's like different, like acupuncture. I don't know much about that myself, but yeah, so cool. I love that.
Memberships, things of that nature, in which, by the way, Danielle, like I love hearing you talk about the hammock therapy, and I'm just like thinking, well, what if I just got in there and I just curled up? Would I ever even wake up?
It's for your mind too. There's so much benefits to these alternative therapies and health and wellness and proactiveness that, like, when I work with someone with anxiety, depression, I'm not giving them medication. I'm not talking about their problems over and over and over and over and over. We're talking about it. We're healing from it. We're moving forward. I'm giving them skills that they can then use in the future.
100%.
So it's smoking from going to a hypnosis that cost me hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Took me a year to save up to pay for her. Now it was done. Like a habit of decades long. It lingered at night. Didn't really live the lifestyle. Like it wasn't even like that. But it was just so like pre-subconscious and chemical, right? And yeah, I knew I had to take matters in my own hand, live a different lifestyle, and I invested in a hypnosis who's coming in December on the here, by the way.
Nice.
But I have to save up for that. So to imagine, or like, when something crazy happens, I do lean on Trinity. I know I have a mental health person that I can reach out to, like knowing that people could invest in this or that make real actual health changes by resourcing things that are just outside the box because they're quite effective.
Yeah, so true. Like, I've been listening to the book The Secret, and like it's very stuff that I'm very familiar with. And like just the other day, the story that the part in the book that I'm at is, she's talking about how like everything is your mind. Like you literally create your reality with your mind, and like how there was this one guy who got in an accident, like crushed his diaphragm or whatever, and he essentially healed himself just by thinking, or like her mindset. I mean, her eyesight was healed just by thinking and like focusing on that energy of healing. And I think that speaks volumes to exactly like what you're doing, like, because that is what creates your reality of having that mindset. And if you can have a resource like you're saying, Danielle and Amber, that like helps facilitate that a little bit, like let's keep pushing this reality towards health and healing, the world will just be a so much better place.
And what an active like thing,
Right.
like offer, because imagine like I used to go to the doctors because of what a habit would cause instead of proactively paying for decisions that would have changed it. So it's just living on the outside of that. I'm so grateful to have this platform to talk about it because I don't think I have yet. But I just like, wow, that you can bring a resolve to people because I can live out that truth. And we're all examples of that. That's really where the money should be going. Like, I love that.
And think about the stress that these medical bills causes, right? So if you are dealing with chronic illness or you're dealing with an accident or something that came on sporadic, like that is already stressful to your body. And then you're adding the stress of tens of thousands or hundreds of $1,000s of debt to that stress. You can't heal. Like it is literally impossible to heal in that mindset and in that vibe and that energy. And so I love that is huge to know, like take that person you were talking about, Amber, like $200,000 from a breast cancer surgery. She would have not been able to heal as effectively as she did, knowing that her 200-something thousand turned into 8,000 that she probably still didn't even have to pay the 8,000, right? So that's incredible. Talk about the healing power of that.
Right. Well, so actually she was very fortunate. So she had a $2,500 PRA. So all she had to pay that $2,500 PRA. But then, so after that PRA is met, then the rest is eligible for sharing. So with insurance companies, we're used to when that deductible's met, then they'll pay 80% and you're responsible for the 20. Well, with our health sharing company, you're only responsible for 10%. And that other 90% goes out into the community, and the community from their reserves, because what they've been paying each month goes out to pay those medical bills. Because there are no board members, there's no CEOs, there's no one that they have to, dole out and pay money to. They are proactively looking out, for their members and ensuring that they have healthy lifestyles. Like what other insurance company or health sharing company, will give you an incentive to go out and continue to be healthy? There isn't.
What health sharing is. So you got me in a situation where I don't have a clue what you do.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
Like I don't know who your competitors are. I don't know.
You gotta share that story that you told me the other day about like how it's like community, because you just kind of briefly mentioned it. Like you explained it really well the other day when we had a meeting. Yeah.
No problem. So, okay. Health sharing's actually been around since like the 1980s. And I think it was more prevalent out west, Midwest area, because it started in the Christian organizations. But you had to be a part of a certain religious sect or community in order to participate in health sharing. And the best analogy that I can give to people, because it also was in the Amish and Mennonite communities. They don't have
like Mormon.
Right, exactly. So you think Mr. Yoder, he's up on top of the roof, he falls, he breaks his leg. Just in case anybody didn't know, the Amish, they go to chiropractors for everything, even to deliver their babies. So obviously the chiropractor's not going to be able to fix that. He has to go to the hospital. Mr. Yoder comes home, he's got a $12,000 medical bill. No insurance. What do? They start passing around the hat. Can you contribute, help to pay Mr. Yoder's medical bills? So then all that money goes into that pot, and that was health sharing. They shared in the cost of what it takes to pay for that medical bill. So every single month, if you're an Impact member, you pay your monthly premium, and it goes into this account. You can log in, you can see where all of their financials are. They are very, very transparent. It'll show where your monthly premium, like any fees that it went to, any administration, and then all the rest goes into the funding pot for their members. And so when that bill comes in, they renegotiate it, and they're able to save the members all that money. And so, and you might or you might not know who you're helping. What's the great thing about it is they'll send you notifications, congratulations, you helped the Baker family with a $12,000, medical debt, or the Duval family, they had a $15,000 medical debt. And so it's great because you get that heartwarming sense that you didn't line some CEO's bank pocket and, help them buy the next new Porsche or Lamborghini. No, you helped a family just like yourself, pay a medical bill that they probably would have been struggling and trying to understand, how to pay.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing. They don't have any board members or CEOs to worry about. So, for them not to pay a medical bill, there's no reason for them not to pay a medical bill.
Right. Yeah.
There is a reason for them not to pay the exaggerated costs, but there's no reason for them not to pay a medical bill. There is no reason for them to tell your doctor how to treat you. That's something that I learned, and I was mind blown as I started on this whole journey, was that we think that we're in charge of our healthcare journey, or that even our doctor that we know and trust. It's not. It's actually our insurance company that's telling our doctors how to treat us. And that's why sometimes we think we know better than our doctor. And we may or may not, because, the doctor's sending you for this test and you already know what you should have done. But the insurance company says, I'm sorry, Dr. Shane, but, we want you to run this test, and we want you to diagnose them with this and let them live with it for a little bit and then come back. And then we'll charge you more money to try and re-diagnose them some more. Where with Impact, you get the freedom to choose who you want. So you can research your doctor. You can know your doctor. You can know that your doctor is going to treat you and look out for you for your best interest, not the insurance company's best interest. And we actually have a lot of healthcare providers that are doing what I do and sharing, this health share opportunity. And I am really, really loving the opportunity that I get to save families 30 to 50% off of their healthcare premiums. Small businesses, that's the number one reason is what I'm finding, that businesses these days are having trouble with finding employees because they're looking for benefits. They need benefits. They have families, and the marketplace for insurance, don't even get me started on that.
And here's the thing. And so I have a job and I get insurance benefits. And so they were astronomically, significantly a portion of what I was making. And I'm like, at this point, now I'm an entrepreneur. I want to go run with this shit. So I started to research the marketplace. So I'm like, can I lower the cost? You don't even qualify for the marketplace if your employer offers you insurance. So they can charge you whatever they want. And you don't have options to go anywhere else until it's 25% of your income or more. And if you take someone who makes, $50,000 a year, which is like what they're saying you have to make to even live in poverty at this point, that is like a significant amount of their income at poverty level already. And so what I love is that you're offering people, I think it goes much, much more than who you see, what treatment you get, where you what, all that stuff. I think it goes farther than that. You're offering people the ability to get out of fucking poverty, where I truly believe that our society wants the majority of America to be, right? Because that's what we stem on, and that's what all these programs are. I won't go into that because then I'll just start to sound like a whole other. But I think what you're doing is you're offering people out of the poverty level, like, here, pay 10% of your income for insurance instead of 40%. Like, that the ability to go search somewhere else for insurance at like that 20 or 25% or 28%, I can't remember exactly what it was. That was just your premium. That doesn't count anything towards your co-pays, your deductibles, nothing, right? So you're at like, if you have a really high insurance, you're at like 30, 40, 50% of your income if you're actually using it. It's gone towards health.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I love the community like feel and the aspect to it. Like that story, it's just like, it makes so much sense. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, we're all in this together as humans. Like, you know, pass the basket. Let's make sure everybody's doing all right. You know what I mean? Like, I love that.
I love that. I love that too, because I think you normalize the struggles too. Because who wants to feel alone in this shit? No one. Like, no one wants to love. I felt so good when my friend shared with me one time. She's like, I have $5,000 in medical debt. I was like, oh my God, I'm not alone. Like, thank God there's someone else out there, because I talk a lot about that with my clients. And that's why I'm so focused on community caring spaces where like I go live and people can be like, I struggle with this. I struggle with that. Me too. Let's connect. Like, you're creating that in the healthcare world for the first freaking ever.
Yeah. It's, it really truly is life-changing. And, I mentioned earlier, it's not a one size fits all.
Yep.
And so our pricing is actually based off of the oldest member in your household. So, if you, so you can choose for an individual, you can choose for 2 or up to 3. And so it doesn't mean like, if you have more than 3 members in your family, you can't get it. No, what that means is your price doesn't change. Like, it literally, so you can have 10 children, but you're going to pay the same price as someone who, only has 1 child or 2 children. And so it's all relatively based off of who you are versus 22 years old and 52 years old, and they're 2 totally different health needs. And, going to the doctors, and they're just, everything is different. And so for them to not only set up a community of caring individuals that can share in our struggles and the things that are going on, they're making it affordable. They are making it affordable.
So much.
I guess I was probably blind to it for so many years because, my husband's military and we had TRICARE, so I never had to worry. And so I'm just looking, and, my middle child is 20, and, he's going to be needing insurance on his own in the next couple years. And I'm like, there's no way that boy is ever going to be able to afford it, on top of the housing costs. Don't get me started on that, by the way.
Yeah, for real.
No, and that's the thing is like, so we can't control the housing costs. We can't control the cost of food. We can't control the cost of gas. There's so many things we can't control the cost of. So I love that you're offering someone, again, not everyone, but the majority of people, the ability to make that choice and change that cost. Talk to us a little bit about like, who are those people that impact might not be perfect for?
So if you have like a chronic illness and you go to the doctors a lot, you're on a lot of different medications to maintain, it's probably not going to be for you. It is for people who are underinsured, don't have insurance because they're like, I'm a healthy person. I can't afford insurance, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go without. It's for people who are paying some or all of their medical costs. It's for employers who have employees of 49 or less, because if you have 50 or more, I believe you have to offer like regular insurance. So yeah, it's just for the people who don't want Aetna, Blue Cross, United, them, telling us how to maintain our healthy lives. We want, give us the ability to do it on our own.
I think it speaks more also to that, like preventative and like change in mindset for people too. Cause like if someone is on like all these crazy medications and stuff like that, like for them to maybe think like, is this something that's worth me like being all on this? Could I see like someone like Trinity where like maybe there's something in my mindset that if I can focus on, I can get off some of these medications that may lead to being able to be eligible for this. And then now you're healing not just from like all these crazy medications, but from like community and mindset and all like spiritual connection and stuff, you know what I mean? Which I think it speaks volumes to it.
It's huge.
It totally does. And that was the other, I talked about how you could log in and, see the community, and, you can also send those people, well wishes. And so
wow,
it's just, that people who desire connections with other people and just like to, make other people happy or to feel better about themselves. There's so much greatness about this program that they have going on. It's just, I don't understand, why more people aren't looking into it. That's not true. I understand, because we get so stuck in the norm, of what should be happening, that we're afraid, we're afraid of change.
Okay.
A health sharing company, what's that?
I was going to say, and society scares the shit out of us.
It's
like literally. That is the number one goal, is to keep us in the system, just like entrepreneurs are scared to step into entrepreneurship because it's not guaranteed. It's not that, like, society teaches us to stay in these systems, and the more of us that step the heck out of these systems, we can still get a lot of these jobs that need to be done, but at your own pace, your own flexibility, your own rate. Value yourself at what you want. Like, the whole system needs to change, and I think the impact is like kind of making the door for that change. That's something I want to mention too, was like I years ago I've seen like the Christian based sharing, but you can't even access that if you have the same beliefs. And so there was such a block to that door, right? And so what I love, you know what, I don't care what you believe in, like come be a part of us, come be in our community. You deserve healthcare no matter what your religion is. Like, I love that.
And there are some other, good health sharing companies out there that you don't have to be a part, but their concept of doing business is kind of outdated, where we are very much in the technology stage. Like, literally, your provider can get on the computer and send that bill right off.
Yes.
Versus, if you go to the doctors and you have to pay that, up front, some of us don't have that money up front, and we're having to wait. If you're a member of another health share company, then you're having to wait weeks to get reimbursed that money. That could be your grocery money. That could be your electric bill money. As a society these days, not everybody has that money just sitting there, unfortunately. And, that's a whole nother mindset thing that we just, we need to work on. But I think it's just, we need to stop expecting things as they were and look forward to the possibility of change and how much it could influence us for the good, for the best. I love thinking outside of the box. Sometimes I come up with the weirdest shit, And my husband's like, where did you even think of that? And I'm like, I don't know. But we're the ones, like the creator of impact. We're the ones who make changes. Like you, Trinity, you stepping outside of the box. You were very passionate about nursing. That I know. But you knew that you could do something better by stepping outside of that box. Just like you, Graham, with you, you had your music and things like that, but you knew that and making your videos, but you could do better. You could enforce change by teaching other people how to make those videos, how to get out there. Danielle, I don't know much about your past, but I love listening to you. And I'm sure that you probably get people who are not confident in themselves, mentally, physically, and you get them in there and you get them on those silks. And I'm sure that they've probably never felt better in their life. And so we need the change makers out there. We need those people who are going to say, you know what, I'm not working for the man anymore. I'm going to work for myself. I'm going to build my own dream, my own empire. And I'm going to also look for other ways to help myself. And that means looking at something outside of other than normal insurance. So
talk to independent doctors. So there's a slew of them now. So you initially think, oh, I got to go to Central Maine Medical Center or, wherever, but that's not true. So there's independent doctors that take like a monthly fee per se to be your mentor of medicine. And
like direct primary doctor, something I think they call them.
I think you would partner well with them, because the idea that people could take those funds and invest it in alternative healthcare, in all honesty, people took $100 and invested it in juicing, the world's problems would probably end. What's also crazy is this is a great conversation for younger people, because I know even on my TikTok stroll, I always see interviews of people in like the UK or Canada or like countries I'm not even aware of. And a lot of the things they say about America is about the healthcare. So a lot of our problems are not even a concern for people that live in other countries. Like they don't even have to stress out. So they don't even, because I've had family members die from cancer. I know what those bills look like. I know what the medicine looks like after the chemo. I'm fully aware of that process. And so a lot of people just don't even know that stress in other countries. So if you're getting younger people that are watching other people from other parts of the world so easily express their carefree living because of how things are designed there, I believe that they would be so willing to invest in a more flexible way of investing in healthcare.
Exactly. And you bring up a very good point, and it kind of goes back to what we were talking about with all the different prescriptions. So you talk about, overseas and, how they really do. They shit talk us over here because they call us lazy. They call us overweight. They call us all sorts of, I couldn't even imagine what they say. But you think about it, we go to the doctors and a good portion of us are overweight with high blood pressure. I myself, I'm guilty of both of those. But so instead of your doctor looking at it from a wholeness, they're just like, oh, you got high blood pressure? Let's give you some high blood pressure medication. Or instead of trying to treat the person, they're just treating the symptom. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a big problem. That's a huge problem.
Yeah. That's literally independent doctors.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. That's what I believe in mental health, though. We see this is why when I got into psychiatric nursing, I was like, hell to the fucking no, because it was a passion of mine until I got into it. And I was like, no, we're sitting here treating the symptoms after symptoms after symptoms after symptoms and never actually talking about the fucking cause of it. Let's go all the way back and heal the shit. Then we can learn from it, and then we harness the power that we have with it. Mm-hmm. That is what we need to do. And I think if we took that approach, like you're saying, Amber, to everything, we would beat the country shit talk in other countries.
Yeah. Exactly. If you had a back pain and they gave you a month prescription to yoga.
That's exactly.
And you had carpal tunnel, they're like, go see an aerialist for a few months. Right? Some rope.
You're suffering from anxiety because of your job. career. Okay, talk to a career coach and go see a mindset coach, or like imagine that.
Imagine.
And I think this is like we talk about the ripple on here all the time, and like how change happens and everything like that. And I'm so grateful that you were on here today, Amber, kind of talking about this, and like that this podcast can even be like that small little like drop in starting to be a place for this to happen. And we hope that like our listeners can take inspiration from that and know that there are those different options, and maybe to think like, wouldn't it be cool if they prescribed yoga for a back pain, or like, what would that even look like, and start to think differently like that. And so, if you enjoyed this, make sure you go follow and subscribe where the Unfiltered Path podcast is on all the different YouTube and podcast places. And we hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next week. My name is Graham, owner of Valued Productions. You can find me on all the social medias at Valued Productions, VALUD Productions, same thing, valuedproductions.com. Joined with my awesome co-host today.
Hey everyone, Trinity Baker. I am a mindset coach and motivational speaker. You can find me on all social media platforms, The Trinity Baker, but most importantly, my website, where you will find so much free resources. You can learn all about mindset and take over the power of your mindset, thetrinitybaker.com. One of your co-hosts here. So blessed to be here today with my other co-host.
Hi, my name is Danielle. I'm the owner of Aerial Jade. I am an aerialist. Essentially, I help people find their confidence. It is an independent sport. So it's a conversation with you, your body, your nervous system in a way that you never really had before. It's also a beautiful conditioning source, as it is slightly harder than climbing rope. So it can challenge others but turn around and be therapeutic. And I love being able to tap into both. And I am an independent mom, so I promote aerialism with motherhood and combining family atmospheres with athleticism. So please follow me. You can chat live at aerialjade.com. And we are here with our beautiful visitor.
Hi, everyone. Thank you all for having me today. My name is Amber Pruitt. I am a health sharing representative. If you feel that I could help you in any way, or you're just interested in a quote, I can literally have that to you in less than a minute. You can email me at eclipsedsavings@gmail.com, or you can call me at 207-645-0012. You can also find me on Instagram under I'm Fixin' To, I'm fixing to change this world.
Love it. Love it. Awesome. Well, thank you all for listening, and make sure you tune in next week to the Unfiltered Path podcast.